Hi, my name is Sam Thompson. I'm a pretty normal guy. I like chilling out with friends, going to the movies, sports, Instagram, Facebook, my cell phone, listening to music, all that stuff you probably like to do. I live in the best state in the best country in the world, United States of America. I think the thing that makes growing up in America so great is our individualistic culture. In America, we are constantly bombarded by popular media such as music and movies, which reinforces concepts of creativity and uniqueness and self expression and encourages us to explore our own capabilities in search of greatness. This is great and all, but there is a loophole. When most people hear the word remix, they typically think of music, but in reality, remix is a much larger concept than this. In today's world, the idea of a truly original work, it's an impossibility. Creation requires inspiration, and so the idea of a true, undiluted originality is an impossibility. Despite this, however, most musicians and producers and artists still chase originality and uniqueness and do their best to distance their styles from that of their peers. Others, however, have made their careers by doing the opposite. Now, I don't want to name any names or point any fingers, but Michael Bay. Michael Bay, despite his significant success and fame in the film industry, has shown Hollywood and the rest of the world that you don't have to release clever, original, or even quality work to make millions. Over the last decade, Bay's resume has grown to impressive lengths, including over 19 films, nearly all of which have been major Hollywood blockbusters. To give a few examples, Pain and Gain, Pearl Harbor, and the Bad Boys franchise, they all feature two strong male leads who drive the action through banter and brotherly camaraderie. In Armageddon and The Rock, we see unlikely groups of characters who must band together and save the world from some unlikely ultimate threat. All of these movies feature Bay's trademark, lots of explosions and slow motion. While none of these movies are necessarily bad, you'd think we'd see more variation from an A-list director. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, Transformers. The Transformers franchise is, without a doubt, Bay's most well-known franchise. Based off of the popular television series and Hasbro's line of toys by the same name, the Transformers movies, they started off pretty well. The first movie wasn't bad at all, just the opposite actually, as it featured strong, relatable characters moving through an exciting and engaging plotline. The action was good and complemented by the high-budget special effects you would expect of a Hollywood film. And when the movie was over, the plotline was tied up nicely, and I left the theater with a feeling of satisfaction and finality. And then came the sequel. Encouraged by the overwhelming success of his first movie, Bay decided that the potential millions to be made from a second installment was too good an opportunity to pass up. Revenge of the Fallen took a big step down from its predecessor. The two were essentially the same movie, with just a couple new characters and locales thrown in the mix. In fact, you could probably watch Transformers 2 as a standalone film, as it is really in no way related to the last movie. The same can be said of the third installment, Dark of the Moon, and the fourth, which released earlier this year. As the franchise progressed, the characters got increasingly one-dimensional, the interrelation of the plotline made no sense, and the writing got lazier and lazier. The depressing lack of substance in these movies is disguised, however, by an obscene amount of explosions, car chases, and epic action sequences. In spite of this monstrosity, Transformers Age of Extinction made hundreds upon hundreds of millions this year, and it sold better than all of its predecessors. This begs the question, do we really care if we're being blatantly spoon-fed a reconstruction of the last movie we saw? Evidence points to no, but the issue is deeper than a one-word answer. In the case of the Transformers movies, most people probably knew what they were getting into when they bought the ticket. They knew the plot would be paper thin, they knew the characters would be one-dimensional, and they knew they would have to rely on the non-stop action for entertainment, and they were okay with that. This is all very well and good, but if you saw the last Transformers movie, ask yourself this. Were you entertained? Probably. But would you have been entertained if you hadn't have already seen the previous movies? Probably not. You'd feel cheated that such a half-baked idea had been rammed down your throat so slowly over the course of 3.5 hours. See the problem here? Directors like Bay, who recycle their films over and over until they've successfully butchered the franchise and turned it into a bloated cash cow to be milked for an obscene profit every year, they desensitize us to the quality of movies. What would have been dismissed 6 years ago as a poor attempt now becomes a record breaker at the box office. Remix is an incredible concept. It encourages inspiration and breeds creativity and ingenuity, but it can be abused very easily. In an internet-driven society where everybody can have a voice, we have become accustomed to sequels and reimaginings and parodies and spoofs of popular media. But there is still no substitute for originality, for an artist to go back to the drawing board each time and re-explore the creative process in search of something new, something unique, that magic little twist that might just redefine how people think about a medium. Throwing money at people like Michael Bay and his remixed ideas for success works against the very purpose for which remix should serve. Don't be part of the problem. Next time you go to see a movie, don't just get in the longest line. Pick something new and who knows, you might just be surprised. I'm Sam Thompson. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.